Hi guys, I just want to say welcome back to Anxiety GoGo. I'm going to call this a raw video because it's a spontaneous one that I really feel like I need to do just after the shift I've just done. Mind you, I've only done half a shift today because of the way the COVID's going. I've had to halve my shifts so I can share the child load with my husband. But in saying that, I'm super relieved that I am having a half shift today because it's been a really difficult day, and I'm not so much talking about the patients that I've had, but more so the colleagues that I've worked with. And I thought it'd be really important to share an example or some kind of a scenario that I've had to go through today, just to help you see how I would work through it. I've just got in the car. As you can see, I've got my belt on. I'm ready to go home. And I thought to myself, I've got a little bit of time between now and home to readjust to what I'm going to receive when I get home as well. So when I get home, I've got a whole new ball game to deal with and to sort out as a mum and a housewife and whatnot. So I thought this would be a great opportunity while I'm here alone to sit and just regroup in my car, in my own little space with the aircon on, and just a little bit of time out to just bring my thoughts back and regroup how I'm feeling, back to my old self again, back to the real, the raw Esther. I like to think of myself as someone that copes with a lot of things, different situations. I'm quite flexible with different personalities. But I'm not saying that doesn't take a toll, because I'm only human like everybody else. And I think it's really important to have that awareness that just because you might feel or consider yourself to be a person that copes or manages with lots of different scenarios, and that sometimes you will find yourself reconsidering the way you see yourself, and you might be sort of reassessing, saying, well, maybe I'm not as strong as I thought I was, or maybe I'm not as good at that as I thought I was. So that brings me here now with interpersonal skills and working with other people and different personalities, people that have different values and different ways of thinking. It's important to know that there's no right or wrong. Obviously, there's healthy boundaries, and there's right or wrong in the respect of laws and things like that we have to abide by. But I'm saying with our personalities and conflict and being able to express ourselves, there's no right or wrong. It just means that we're all individual and we need to respect each other. So for me to come and sit in the car now just to regain my own disposition and come back to myself, I just have to sit for a minute and think about the different personalities that I worked with today, and try to find the strengths that I had while dealing with them, just to remind myself that it takes work. It takes work to be with other people. It's not always easy. You'll find in life that there's some people that it's effortless. You could just spend hours with that person. And then there's other people that, especially in your work situation, that you're forced to work with, that you wouldn't necessarily choose to work with or associate with otherwise. And it can be very, very challenging to you as a person and your own personality. But I think, reflecting on your strengths that you have when you're dealing or associating with that person can help to bring you back and say, you know, I actually coped quite well with that. Even though that person might rub you up the wrong way, make you feel really uncomfortable or self-doubt, all of those different things. Remind yourself at that time how you dealt with that. If you didn't deal with it well, and you're reflecting now and you've got a lot of ruminating judgment in your own mind that I should have done this or I could have done that, just stop for a second and say, I am who I am, they are who they are. They are entitled to their opinions and I'm entitled to mine. I might have a completely different way of approaching that situation, that topic, or anything like that. They're a separate person to me, and they have their own ways, and they've obviously had their own backgrounds, their own influences too. So so I think for me to hop in the car now, I'm finding just being able to talk to you is reminding me about the qualities that I have. At first I thought, what am I going to talk about? I know I need to talk right now, but I wasn't too sure what I was going to talk about. And then I thought, no, I'm just going to turn the camera on and start talking, because that helps me release all the different thoughts and things that are going on in my mind about my day. And I hope that it can help you relate as well, and see that it's a joint thing. It's something that we all need to talk about, and we all need to work out together, because we are all individuals. So discussing these kinds of things really helps us to connect and not feel isolated, which we do a lot, especially in these times when we're working in hard positions, or even just in our day-to-day life. So I think reflecting on your good points, remind yourself of the strengths that you do have. If you do want to identify the weaknesses that we have, they're okay too, because you can't have a strength without a weakness, and you won't be able to gauge a strength unless you have a weakness as well. So it's important to identify weaknesses as well, but sit with those. Don't judge yourself as a weakness, as in it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes we need those so that we can better ourselves, and just to sort of reassess the things that we might need to change. Doesn't mean that we're bad. So a weakness is not necessarily a bad thing. So I'll try and wrap it up there. I hope that I've helped you a little bit, in the respect that what I've done here now is just regrouped myself after an interesting shift, working with different personalities, and taking that little bit of time to yourself just to do that again, in between starting something else, or even if you're going back to work, if you can try and give yourself a few minutes to regroup. So I'll talk to you again soon, and I hope to get some great feedback on this one as well. Thanks guys, over and out, bye.